I'm Clement-Evans. I'm a partner here at Hugh James, and I specialise in personal injury claims arising from the workplace. That includes occupational cancers. We're working with Tenovus to provide a network of legal services throughout Wales, not just involving Hugh James, but a network of other lawyers, so that people have advice in their local area as well. The important thing, first of all, is to identify what those needs might be. That may be to do with financial matters, to do with a person's house or other finances. It may be family matters, to do with their children and planning for the future. It might be for assistance with regard to their rights at work with a diagnosis of cancer, how to pull in their employers for support in those circumstances. But much of it is to actually having legal services that are tailored for you as the individual with that diagnosis.
My name's Cenric. I'm specialising in wills, setting up of trusts, probate and estate administration. One of the questions which people suffering from cancer usually ask us is whether they need to make a will. If a person dies without making a will, the law sets out clear rules as to how the estate is distributed amongst their family. They're what we call the intestacy rules. Under those rules, the spouse of the deceased automatically receives a fixed amount from the estate, which means that they may not necessarily receive the whole of the estate. And that's something that a lot of people don't realise. We would advise with regard to preparing a will, give advice with regard to inheritance tax, the appointment of guardians. We would also advise with regard to the setting up of trusts and the terms of their will. So if you've got a second marriage or second relationship situation where somebody is wanting to protect their surviving spouse's or partner's ability to remain living in the family home for the rest of their days rent-free without any interruption from anybody else, then we can set up a trust covering that situation. We also have an in-house independent financial services department who we work alongside quite carefully, and they will be able to advise then with regard to a complete review of the person's financial affairs. So they would look into their pensions, insurance policies, whether they need to make any changes to those policies or pensions. So it's a complete package of services that we're then able to offer.
So much of what we do is about planning. People will have made wills, they may have made decisions as their finances, but it's actually a time to review. We don't want to make things complicated for people, but we do want people to realise that this is a time that they may need to think about their future, and it could be a very long future, but again, it's about planning.